Hello and welcome back to my channel. I come to you with this two drawings I made. It was mostly an exercise about using a watercolor and mix it with all the colors I had in that particular pan. For the one more yellow, it was the uh, green gold from Da Vinci, and I mixed it with all the other colors I had in this palette. This was Denise Soden's Earth Friendly palette. She had it. She put it together a few years ago, and then I had a few other colors that I bought separately that I found interesting. And then for the second one, it was my core colors, and here in the middle I have the 10 pens I bought from Theo also a few years ago, but on the top and bottom layer, except for this gold, are all core watercolors. So I used this on this part was Perlin Payne's gray, sorry, Payne's gray, and mix it with every color, and on this side the green gold mixed with every color. And I try to leave the color I mix in a more concentrated form just so I can remember what color it was that got mixed in. And this was kind of a nice way to swatch the colors and have something pretty to look at and to see the range of colors that can be obtained, and to also observe how a painting gets harmonized by having every color that's used mixed with another color. For the paint gray, it does what the name says. It kind of grays out all the colors. I did enjoy these green colors that were made with some of the yellows. I was surprised that not all yellows gave me a green color, and it might be just me mixing it, but this warm yellow mixed with the Payne's gray, it just grayed out the color. Or honestly, I didn't think it mixed really well, but I noticed that with the core paints, just looking at this exercise, I feel like the colors kind of stay together. They don't mix as easily. As you can observe on this other part, it was easier to mix the pigments and to get, for the most part, a new color. So that could be the pigment nature, the pigment I mix with, especially with this ochre color and those certain granulating colors. They kind of stay on top, and then maybe a little bit the finer pigment gets mixed in to generate a new color, like this warmer gray. This is probably the green gold, caused a very desaturated green, and here you can see when I placed the gray, it kind of stayed the same. It didn't mix, which for colors that are they're moving very fast, I would expect that easier time mixing new shades. You can definitely see that with some of the reds, very defined edges. I'll have to actually mix them on my palette and then apply it, or be intentional about mixing them. Regardless, I hope you give it a try. It's easier, I would say, to just pick maybe your favorite colors and not use all the colors you have. This took a long time, and it did help me to kind of understand, especially in this part of the landscape. This was all different shades of brown and desaturated yellows. There's very little variation. Of course, some of the colors are more opaque, so you have the texture. Others are more transparent and you get like very luminous mixed colors. Same thing, this is more like a primary yellow and reds, and as the red gets cooler mixed with that yellowish greenish yellow, you get more of a desaturated brown color. But I really liked this type of mix right here, and I think this is one of the reds, maybe Da Vinci red. It kind of made me realize I don't really need a brown most of these colors, they could pass by very nice browns. Just put a little bit of this green gold into the mix. Of course, mixing with the blues and the green, I just get a nice variations of green. The warmer the blues, I mean, the more it leans to red, you get more of a natural desaturated green. And the brighter the blue, of course, I think this is, I forgot the name of them, but it's more like a sky blue and the manganese blue hue. You get a very bright green, like a spring green. I liked these two kinds of greens. I think it was one of them ultramarine, which mine is heavily contaminated with other colors, so maybe it's not as bright as it should be, and the indentrine blue, which I know it's mixed with green gold to give us the Nice's green, which I believe I used to mix it here, so pretty much move that a little bit to the yellow. But yeah, this is a nice exercise. Let me know if you try it and what you think. I would like to do it again, maybe select a less number of colors, maybe a red and a blue, just to get an idea of what kind of mixes we can get. And then in the design of the landscape, I try to keep the colors in particular shapes, like the here with the Payne's gray. All the yellows and the reds I use for the trees, the background blue, and then the front was all my browns. Here, the desaturated browns, yellows are in this front part, except for this part, which is the in violet, and then blues for the blues and greens for the heels, and then the rest of the colors together, just as a reference. But let me know if you tried this exercise and what do you think about other colors and what is your favorite to mix and why. But thank you for keep watching my videos, and I'll see you around.